Access to clean water is a human right. Yet, in Puerto Rico, that right is being tested by a severe water crisis. More than 180,000 customers across homes and businesses are being affected by a severe drought, leading to mandatory water rationing with communities facing rotating shutoffs of up to 48 hours. That means thousands of families being forced to plan when they cook, bathe, clean, or care for loved ones.
2 semanas. No se puede lavar ropa. Las lavadoras no funcionan. Y el agua nunca llega.
And the impact doesn't stop at home. Restaurants, hotels, and small businesses are paying for private water deliveries, cutting back operations, and in some cases temporarily closing, costing businesses revenue and workers hours and job stability. San Juan just had its driest July in more than 120 years, and the Carreito Reservoir has fallen to critical levels. Puerto Rico isn't alone. Arizona, California, and Nevada are also facing major water cuts as prolonged drought continues to deplete the Colorado River. But this crisis didn't begin with the drought. For decades, Puerto Rico's water system has struggled with aging infrastructure, deferred maintenance, underinvestment, management failures, natural disasters, and unfinished reconstruction. Carreito itself, the reservoir at the center of today's rationing, was built more than 70 years ago. The drought didn't cause these vulnerabilities, it exposed them. And fixing a water system this vulnerable requires more than conservation. It requires sustained investment, replacing aging pipes, modernizing treatment facilities, and preparing for the next emergency. And much of the federal funding and policy that supports large water infrastructure projects is shaped in Congress. That's where the island's unjust territorial status comes into play. Puerto Rico can and does receive federal assistance. But when states face infrastructure crises, such as the one currently impacting Puerto Rico, its senators and representatives can advocate for their communities and demand a vote on federal funding, infrastructure legislation, disaster programs, and the policies that determine how these resources work. Puerto Rico has no U.S. senators, and its resident commissioner can't vote on final legislation on the House floor. So, while the territory may receive federal support, it lacks the representation and voting power a state has when Congress decides federal funding, infrastructure policy, and disaster response. Puerto Rico's decade-long infrastructure challenge won't be fixed overnight, but statehood ensures that the island's emergency and infrastructure needs will no longer be overlooked. When access to something as basic as water is at stake, having a full voice in the chambers that decide and shape Puerto Rico's future can become a matter of life or death. After nearly 128 years of the island being a U.S. territory, the 3.2 million U.S. citizens of Puerto Rico deserve equal representation and a binding path to statehood. Go to PR51st.com, click Take Action, and contact your member of Congress. Together, we can end the colony and let Puerto Rico decide.